Hello wonderful people, welcome back to the final class in this IGVT series all about self-esteem at home. I have been partnering with Dove on these classes because they are the largest global provider of self-esteem education in the world. They've educated over 60 million young people and they wanted to take those classes from schools into homes so that parents and caregivers and guardians of young people can keep up the self-esteem education. So if you've been watching as a young person, as a parent, together, anyone of any age, thank you for tuning in. I've got a surprise for you at the end of this class, but right now we are going to dive into the final class and it is all about building body confidence. We are going to be talking about how we're feeling in our skin right now, how to challenge negative body talk and how to hold on to our worth beyond what we look like. I asked you on Instagram stories, since staying home, have you spent more or less time thinking about your body? 81% of you said more. I also asked, would you say the way you feel about your body is better or worse since staying home? And 69% of you said worse. So the Dove Self-Esteem Project has been doing tons of research on body image and body confidence for years and years. And they found that when it comes to body image, it is not just about looking in the mirror and feeling all right about yourself. How we feel about our bodies impacts how we show up in the world. So their research has shown that girls who don't think positively about their bodies more often avoid seeing friends and family or going to clubs. They also engage more in disordered eating and they're even less likely to be assertive in their opinions. So this is shaping everything about us. Now, if you are part of that 81% who has been spending more time thinking about your body, first of all, I just want to reassure you that is a very, very normal reaction to what is currently going on. Our routines have changed, we're spending more time in one place. Maybe our bodies are changing a little bit. I know that I have definitely also been noticing in this time at home that there is a lot of extra body talk online. There are a lot of people trying to sell us weight loss plans, telling us that they have the key with their at-home workout regimes to being happy and everything being okay. Diet culture is out in full force. It's always everywhere, but it's extra everywhere right now. So it's completely natural if body image is on your mind more than ever. So let's get to the tips. Tip number 1 is to catch the negative body talk and shout back. Careful what you say about yourself because you are listening. And every time we let those comments pop into our brain unchecked about how this is a problem area, about how this is wrong, we need to work on this isn't good enough, that gets reinforced in our brains as the truth. And you know, not everything our brains tell us is the truth. And if you're in a bad place with your body right now, those thoughts might feel so natural to everyday life, but you can question them and you can shout back. When those thoughts pop up, go to your mirror and practice some affirmations. They don't have to be big things. They can be the smallest things that you appreciate about your body. Let's not even start with love or even like. Just appreciate or respect about your body. If you can get up one day, shout back against that negative body talk, that is a victory. If you can look in the mirror and point out one thing that you're kind of okay with today, that is a victory. If you can do that, well, try and do that every day, you're doing great. Tip number 2 is to question where those thoughts come from. Absolutely none of us are born hating our bodies. This is something that we learn from culture around us. You know, we live in a world where appearance is celebrated as the most important thing. One very specific type of body is held up as beautiful. And a lot of industries make a lot of money from us believing that our bodies are wrong. So hold on to that. This is something that we have learned and this is something that we can unlearn. Tip number 3, remind yourself of what your body allows you to do. Now, you don't have to be able to run marathons or climb mountains. You can just start with a little bit of gratitude for whether your body lets you create things or experience places in the world, whether it's through sight or touch or sound or taste. Your body truly is the vehicle that lets you experience life. How it looks on the outside, that was never supposed to be the main point of it. And if we can spare a little bit of gratitude every day for what these bodies allow us to do, we'll start to shift away from the narrative that the outside is the most important, because it is not. Tip number 4 is to call out diet culture. Now, research has shown that media literacy is really, really important in helping us reframe how we take in the bodies that we see around us in the media. So knowing when something has been digitally altered, knowing when something doesn't actually reflect reality, those are really great skills. And I would like to impart this mission upon you, if you choose to accept it, to become a diet culture slayer, to call out when things are selling you an impossible image of beauty. You know, stand up to the image that the media is selling you and demand better. We deserve better. And tip number 5 is to surround yourself with body diversity. The more different bodies we see, the more we recognize that we are all part of this giant landscape of beauty. There are tons of lists out there of great body positive people to follow, podcasts to listen to, diverse TV shows to watch. So do a little search and change your landscape. Okay, it's time for the Q&A. Let's get into your questions. Is it okay to tell a family member that you don't want them to make comments about your body? It is so okay to set those boundaries. In fact, I would say it is life-saving to set those boundaries. Other people are not entitled to comment on your body or to tell you what to do with your body or tell you that your body is wrong. Whether they are friends or family or a stranger, you're allowed to shut that down. How you do that is up to you. You can be gentle and you can kind of explain how those comments make you feel and say, I'd really appreciate it if you tried not to make them, thank you. You can be sassy, or you can just leave. You are never required to stay in conversations or situations that are going to be damaging to you mentally, and that goes for when people are talking about your body as well. What is my favourite phrase to replace negative body talk with? My body is exactly as it's supposed to be. I spent so long thinking my body is supposed to be that, it's meant to be that, this isn't how it should be. To flip that and say, no, actually this is exactly how it's supposed to be at this time, right now, this is it. Also, some days when I look in the mirror and I have a negative body thought along the lines of, ooh, stomach's getting a bit big there, I will literally shout, so what? How does that impact my life or who I am or the people I love, my relationships, or anything? It doesn't matter. It's so unimportant. So I say, so what? How do I stop comparing my body to other people's? I think for me, the biggest shift in the comparison game was when I stopped seeing other people as my competition and kind of started seeing them as my allies. You know, that person who you're comparing yourself to, they might be going through exactly the same insecurities as you. They might be struggling with exactly the same body parts as you. And when you remember that, it's kind of easier to recognize that it is not you versus them. It is all of us versus this culture that teaches us that we're not good enough. All right, that is the end of the final class in this Self-Esteem at Home series. Don't forget that there are more free resources from the Dove Self-Esteem Project in the link in my bio. I have been your teacher and I appreciate you showing up very much, and I'll see you soon. Oh, one more thing. Diploma for you, and a diploma for you, you were great. And as a diploma for you, you are star of the class, absolutely wonderful. A diploma for you and a diploma for you as well. Well done.